Hi there, welcome to Elm Colors. I'm Erica. On today's video, I'm going to be sharing my collection of Eriy coloring books and all of the work that I've done in her books. She is one of my favorite artists. It's just something about her artwork just touches my heart, and I love it. Now, there are a couple of books, having said that, there are a couple of books that don't have any completed pages in it, unfortunately. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. I've been going through and whittling down my collection lately, and as much as I haven't colored in some of these, I just can't get rid of them. They just make me happy. So with that being said, we'll get started. So the first one, we're going to go through the tracing books. This is the Tracing Around the World, I believe. And I have no completed pages in it, but these books, so I don't even know if you'll be able to see the line art. I have one done in all, out of the 3 books. I have 1 page done, and not even any whips or anything. But I really struggled with the one that I did finish, for some reason. And so I think that kind of put me off on coloring in these other ones. Unfortunately. So that was the history through around the world. This is the Tracing Through History, and again, it's really cool, and I love the artwork. I just haven't done any. I have a page in each of them marked to color, so hopefully I can get to that at some point. But yeah, I'm thinking I'm just gonna have to do like an Eriy coloring tag and see if I can get something done that way. Maybe I'll take a cue from Coloring Bumblebee's hashtag with the Lulu Mayo and try to do something in the Eriy books similar to that. I don't know. We'll see. So this is the Tracing World Festivals or something similar to that. And I do have one in here. But again, really fun images. I love it. They are so cute, and I just haven't colored any, but I do have this one, and I do like it. But like I said, I struggled with it a lot for some reason when I did the coloring, and I think it was because there were no lines, so I really had to pay attention to where I wanted my dark and lights to be. But yeah, I will attempt it again. I will. But yeah, like specifically like on the skin, that one was a little tricky for me. But yeah, I do like the way this page turned out though. But yeah, so 1 picture out of 3 books. Not great, not great. The next couple aren't any better. So this is her newest one. And, unfortunately, I think this is literature. I'm so bad with these names. I should probably have them translated in there somewhere, but this is the one all about literature. So these are pictures inspired by different stories, different books and things like that. So yeah. So these ones are all just gorgeous. So this is Little Women. I'm guessing this is like Alice in Wonderland because all the flowers are talking to her. So things like that. Nutcracker. Yeah. But this is the newest one, and I have no colored pictures in it yet. But I love the artwork. So the next one is, I think this is the Legends one, if I remember right. And I do have one page colored in this one. Again, just beautiful artwork. I love it all. I have this one that I finished. And I'm not even sure what tale that is, but really like the way that one turned out. Yeah, so lots of gorgeous pages. I love the fronts of this because there's several pictures at the front here that are good for Halloween. I did mark this one to maybe color for the summer, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I like that one a lot. So yeah, so that is my another book that doesn't have nearly enough pages. This is I want to say it's called like World Heritage or something similar to that. I do have a couple pages in here done, but again, there's so many gorgeous ones in here. So I do have this one, and this one was colored for a color along on Instagram. I really do like the way that one ended up turning out. I used Inktense, pencils, and I find water mediums work pretty well in these Japanese coloring books. And then I did do a little bit of shading and coloring with my Prismacolors too, I believe, on that one. Again, just gorgeous pages, gorgeous, gorgeous. And I think I have, that's the only other one that I've done in this book, I believe. Yeah, I started that one just to test out supplies, but yeah, again, oh yeah, there it is. World Heritage is what it's called. Okay. And then this one, I do have a couple of pages finished in this. I also have a couple of color alongs up on the channel. If you want to color any of these, you can check out my color alongs playlist and find those on here. But this one is all fairy tales. And so there's all kinds of stuff in here. And yeah, it's such a cute book. One of my favorites. And so I have several in here. Well, there's a background. So that's a whip. So that's when I started with a background. Again, that's all water mediums and stuff. And I think I used a toothbrush to get the starry sky background. So yeah, I like that. I like the way that one's going. I have this one. This was in, I think, all Inktense again, and then some Prismacolors over top. And then this one is one of the color alongs that I have on the channel. I added in like the little flowers in her hair, added a little bit of extra greenery behind the leaves here, added this, like, I was inspired by like the lanterns, like she would look out her window and see the lanterns in the sky. So that's kind of what that is. And then I drew the sun back here, that little sun that she paints everywhere. I drew that behind her in the tower, like she had painted it. But yeah, so that's all referring to the Disney movie, the Disney Rapunzel. Yeah, so yeah, love that one. And then I did start this one, but I haven't really gone back to do anything else with that yet. So I'll keep that in mind. And then I have this one, which I really like the way that this one turned out. I think this is another color along on the channel as well. And I added all the fun bits and pieces around the outside edge, and lots of sparkly bits and stuff on there too. So yeah, I like that one. I like that one too. And then started her skin on this side, but I haven't done anything else with that. But yeah, so those are, oh, and there's my inspiration images for that. I didn't realize I kept all that. Oh, and there's the, I must have kept both of them so I could kind of, I don't know. So yeah, that's where I got all my inspiration from. So yep, there is that one. So that's the fairy tale one. And then we can start the romantic country books, which have always been some of my favorite books. I have lots of whips and a few finished pages in this one. So this is the third tale. So I have bits and pieces here where I've colored it, like this one was for the How I Color Glass video that I have on the channel. So there's bits and pieces like that throughout some of these books. This one I started with, I think Inktense or Neocolor or something, and then I added chalk to it to make it more vibrant, and then I just haven't gone back to color it, and I haven't sealed it either, so it's getting everywhere. This was a buddy color that I did. I think this is mostly Neocolors, and then maybe some Prismacolor on top for shading. I don't remember what pencils I used on this one, but I really like the way this one turned out. I thought that turned out really cool. And I did a lot of, there's multiple colors in the house. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but it just, I don't know, it just looks. And then I liked all the different colors that I worked into the metal on the carriage sign there too. But yeah, liked that one. Let's see. I have this one. This was one of the very first ones I ever did in this book, and I used Crayola pencils. So it took a long time, and my hand really hurt when I was done with it, but I really like the look of it, and I really like the floor. I like the floor that I did on that one. I think that looks pretty neat. But yeah, it's a cute page. I tried to keep it to a more limited color palette. So not too many random colors thrown in, and everything was kind of muted. Like there's only like one bright red color, but everything else is kind of muted. And that does help too using the Crayola pencils because they don't have a ton of color payout. So if you want something more muted, you can always try to use some budget brand pencils. Sometimes they'll the color payout will make it appear that it's like a muted color. But yeah, so I like that one. Here's one I started a long time ago with some Arteza pencils and never went back to finish. This one is another one of my faves. So I love the way that the sky turned out. That is Neo colors and some chalk pastel. I think some pencils thrown in there too. But yeah, really like the way that that one ended up looking. Such a pretty page. Here's one that I have started that I just haven't gotten back to finish. I feel something else is coming up. I think I did. Oh, here's another one where I did like a glass tutorial. I think there's one in here that I started that I don't know why I chose the colors I chose, and now I'm worried about how I'm going to fix it. I don't know if it's this book or the other one. It might be the second tail. Yeah, it's the second tail. So then I've got just like one base layer of Neo colors on this. I think I might have added some chalk. Yeah, it's still coming off on my fingers. I added some chalk on top of it too to make it a little bit darker, but yeah, I got to seal those so that it doesn't come off on my hands every time. So that is the third tail, Romantic Country, the third tail. In Romantic Country, the second tail, again, we're going to have some whips. We're going to have some finished pages. And I just want to, every time I flip through these, I'm just like, oh, that's so cute. I would love to just sit down and color all of it. So I have these two done. This one was the very first one I started. And it took me a while to finish it because I started coloring and I was like, I can't do anymore. I'm done. I can't do that page anymore. But then I came back to it the following year and finished it up and just was very happy with it. This one I really like too. I love the purple in the background and the lantern lights and everything looks so magical. And I've got a little bit of metallic watercolor on the lantern and some of the spots around. But yeah, like that one. Here's one that I started a long time ago with some Neo colors and haven't gotten back to it. Again, this one was the very first time, one of the very first times I ever used Neo colors, and I kept it in here and didn't try to fix it because I wanted to see my progress, like how I've improved. So this is one of the earlier pages I can look at and be like, see, this is what it used to look like and this is what it looks like now. So yeah. I've got this one done and this one started. So I think I used Inktense on this and a little bit of Prismacolor as well. This is all started with Inktense so far. Yeah, I like both of those. Okay, I can see the page coming up here. So just prepare your eyes. I had something in mind and now it's gone and I don't know what I'm going to do. So this is what this is what I've done. I'm hoping I can fix it. I don't know what I was thinking. Like maybe that this was going to be all gold in the background. I don't know. But I'm going to try at some point to fix it. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. And then I have this one, which this one was all done with pencil and I really like the way that that one turned out too. I added the little lemons on the tree there. I thought that was a cute addition. But yeah, and then I do have like little bits and pieces in the front colored here too. But yeah, that is all for the second tail. And then in the first tail, so this is the one that I am hoping to finish someday. I have quite a few done in the front, so we're going to start at the front and kind of flip through that way because I do have, I kind of went in order when I first started. And also as we go through the book, you'll see that I have this blue color everywhere, and that is what I've decided was the country color or the fantasy land. So it's like a country or city or whatever. This blue color is their color. So it's kind of almost on every page, whether it's just like a little bow or a collar or like more, more. But yeah, you'll see it on almost every page. So this is just like a Neo color base here. Same with those ones. And then this was the first page I ever did in this book. And boy, this sky everything's done with pencil. This sky took ages. and I don't think I will ever do that again. It was like, it gave me a whole new appreciation for what artists go through who actually like do colored pencil artwork, because it was so much work. It was so time consuming. And I was just, by the time I got down here, I was just done. I'm like, okay, I can't do any more of that. I just want to get this colored and be done with it. But yeah, so that was the first one. And then I decided that I started using Inktense in my pages. So, Inktense and Neocolors, maybe, I think. But this one's all Inktense over here. And then I do have a mix of Inktense and colored pencil and like paint pens and stuff around in the grass and things like that. So yeah, I like that one. This one is all Inktense. And I do like the way that one turned out. Again, all Inktense here. And then this one I was working with my Prismacolors, and then I just got tired of coloring gears and metal, and so I didn't want to do it anymore. So I have not gone back to this, but hopefully one day I will. Again, another one that's all Inktense. And then as we go through the rest of the book, you'll see like this, where there's blue stuff all colored in, and then notes on the page, or just the blue stuff. But I haven't really gotten to that yet. But there are several completed pages through here. So I've got this one again. This one was the first one I did with Inktense, and I realized how much I liked coloring with Inktense in this. So yeah, so I'm going to be using some more water mediums on this book for sure. So yeah, you can see I've just got things started randomly here and there. And then this one is probably one of my favorites that I've ever done from Eriy's books. The sky was based on a tutorial that I watched from Olivia Oderon. If you've not checked her out on YouTube, she also has a Patreon as well, but she has wonderful tutorials, and this one was a combination of either Neocolor or Inktense and then chalk pastel on top. And that's how I got this crazy vibrant sky, and then the rest of this down here is probably pencils, maybe a little bit of Neocolor as a base. I'm not sure, but yeah, the sky is just, I love it. Here's one that is slowly, every time I come to the page, I get a little bit more done. So I'm hoping at some point I'll be able to finish the entire page. But yeah, it's slowly coming together. It's not there yet. There's some blue. This one was a fun one. So this is all just a solid matte paint in the background, like a craft paint. And then I knew I wanted the blue in some places, and then I got stuck, and it took me forever, but then I finally figured out how I wanted to color it, and I like the way it turned out. I thought it's pretty cute. Pretty cute. Okay. This one is a color along on the channel if you're interested. I do like the way that one turned out. That is all Inktense, and then a little bit of like gel pen in some of the sparkly bits on there are gel pen. But yeah, like the way that one turned out too. Here you can see, so I've got just this part here so far that's blue, but then I've gone through and drawn in bricks on the castle walls. So we'll see how that goes. I've got these guys here done. I really like the way this one turned out. I loved adding in all the little extra greenery around the arch. I thought that was super fun to do. See, I like that one. There's another one that has got like Neocolor as a base, and then I've done some chalk pastel to kind of darken up the skies a little bit. This one was, I think this one was all done with pencil. No, I lied. It was a base of Neocolor, because I can feel the page is just a tiny little bit buckly. Base of Neocolor, and then I must have done pencils over top. But really like the way that one turned out too. I like the little pattern I drew on her dress. I thought that turned out cute. Yeah, like that one. Here's some more blue stuff. Here's another one that I did. I really like the way that this one turned out too. I like these magical skies and like trees that are not like, I mean, you see pink trees, but I don't know. When I first looked at it, I was like, oh, the leaves are green, the trunks are brown, and then, the sky will be blue and all that stuff. And then I was like, no, I'm going to do it all different. So I tried different things. So it's got like blue-gray trees and pink. I just wanted it to be more magical, I guess. But yeah. I like the way that one turned out. Here's another one I did. This one again was started with Neocolors or Inktense. This one might be Inktense. And then Prismacolors on top for the shading. Super fun. That one's all Inktense there. Again, lots of the blue kind of, and it's just like a Crayola blue marker. And I just decided that I was just going to go through one day and color whatever jumped out at me that decided it needed to be blue. And that's kind of what I did. So, so yeah, I have this page. It's so close to being done. I just have left. I have to do the sign up at the top, the window, these boxes, this little piece of fabric, and this wood table, and that's it. But every time I go to do it, I just get like overwhelmed by it. I don't know why. I love the way the books turned out. I really like the color palette that I chose. I don't know why it's so hard for me to just finish it. Yeah. And then for the door I use this on a how I color doors tutorial. So if you're interested in that, you can check that out. Yeah, and then just blue, blue, blue. This is the one that I did directly following Olivia's tutorial on the sky. I think the whole page pretty much was in that tutorial. And yeah, really had fun with that one. Again, love the way that this sky turned out too. But it's a really fun technique, and it gets messy, but it's still fun. It's fun to get messy every once in a while. So more blue, more blue, more blue. And then I've got, I think, 2 at the back here. So I have this winter one, which I just love the way that this one turned out. This one was, I think, colored at the beginning of either this year or last year, maybe this year. Just love it. I really like the way that it turned out. I did use some inspiration from Pinterest. So I found a house that was kind of like this color, and it had like it's not necessarily dirt, but it's like age. It showed its age, you know. And then a blue stone wall, and that's really what I wanted to do there. So I did that there. Yeah. And then there's pink on the snow. I don't know if you can see it. There's blue and pink in the snow. But that kind of, it just adds a little bit extra color to the white, even though white's not supposed to have any color, but yeah. And then this one is, this is the one I colored way before I decided that I was going to use the blue on every page. So this is like, I don't know. I love it. I love the color palette. I think it's really fun. But yeah, it doesn't match the rest of my book, but I still like it. I still like it. So yeah, so those are all my pages from Eriy. Again, like I said, her illustrations, especially in these 3 books, just make me smile. And I'm glad that she is continuing to put out coloring books, because it's just, they're so fun. So yeah, that's it for me today. Thank you guys so much for being here, and I will see you in the next collection video. Take care. Bye-bye.